Hello everybody. Today I have Shilpa Bhasin Mehra with me. Like myself, she is a lawyer, but today we are not going to be talking about her legal journey. We are going to be talking about her personal journey. And Shilpa's story is truly inspiring. In February 2003, Shilpa was struck by viral meningitis. This led her to slip into a coma for 40 days. During this period, she was declared dead twice, and doctors didn't think she would recover. But a miracle happened, and Shilpa is here with me today. After waking up from her coma, she found herself paralyzed from the waist under. So today, Shilpa is going to be talking to us about her near-death experience, how it impacted her, and what life lessons she took away from the experience as well. Shilpa, welcome.
Thank you so much, Donya, for having me over. I am delighted to be here.
No, honestly, it's a pleasure to have you. I'm so grateful that you've come all the way today to speak to me. I mean, what an amazing story. When I first read it online, I was really left speechless. And I didn't know you, and I reached out to you because I was desperate to speak to you about it. And before we talk about the actual kind of incident itself, can you give us a sense of what your life was like kind of before, I guess, what can only be described as a nightmare really happened?
Okay, Donya, I think if I had to describe it in 2 words, it would be super busy. I was always out there, 100 plans. My favorite phrase was, what's next? What's the plan? So a wife, a mother, a busy lawyer. I had like everything going. Life was super fast. It was beautiful. I really wouldn't want to change anything. It was lovely. And just like my grandmom would say, you've got wheels under your feet.
Always on the go.
Always on the go, 10 things to do. I mean, if I had a conference, there was something after the conference. If I had dinner, there was something after dinner. My friends' parties, my children's friends' parties, the McDonald's bit. So, I mean, it was like really, really action-packed, a very busy time. Thoroughly enjoyed every bit of it. I thought I was having the time of my life.
And then obviously things changed and this happened. And I read that actually, you know, after you slipped into the coma, obviously, you know, we mentioned it took 40 days for you to wake up. But when you finally did and you found that you were paralyzed, in terms of your recovery process, you were actually stuck in bed for about 2.5 years. Was that right? How did it, like, how do you even cope with that, like mentally as well, to go from being like such a busy professional, like you said, to then finding you literally can't move? I mean, you only had your hands, really.
So what had happened was that when I woke up from coma, I was like totally dazed. I didn't know what was happening. I just saw this big ventilator, lots of tubes. I saw my family around, my dad, my sisters, my husband. They don't live over here in Dubai. I knew something was really wrong. But I think that discovering the paralysis bit, you know, I'm glad you used the word discovering, because nobody was telling me anything. And I was thinking this is acute weakness, you know, because I've not eaten anything for so long, I haven't moved, so the body is numb. So I'm glad that it was not like thrown at me. It was not like a, you know, chill pool. You just say, oh my God, what happened? I was told bits like the lower part has got affected, because I could move a little bit, you know, but I couldn't turn, I couldn't move my feet, my knee, my toes, nothing. So it was a very long rehab, and really, like when you say stark black and white, like I just told you, I'm super busy, always on the go, kind of a person, to be like a mannequin on the bed for 2.5 years. It was really something. I mean, it's hard to put it in words, but Donya, I think it was all the love and support that I got. You know, when you say that you have a very bumpy ride, but with everything, all the love and support, the bumps get cushioned. So that way, I'm very fortunate about that. But yes, it took all my mental strength, you know, to fight back the tears, and just you know, when you have something like that, I don't think you have much time. You don't have much options. Like, you know, when you hit the bottom of the barrel, the only way is up.
That's true.
You know, so you just have to do whatever you can. If there is physio is going to help, you do the physio. And I basically believe that anything that you have to do, whether you like it or you don't, if you do it with a smile, it's easier.
Oh, that's such a lovely saying. And so you mentioned, the love and support kept you going. Do you think that's what primarily helped you through the recovery period?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because it's very strange that in spite of all the medical research and advancements, for my particular illness, there was zero medicine. I was only on vitamins, So what kept you going was the support system around you, because you couldn't give up. They wouldn't let you give up. When you see so much effort that everybody's putting, you can't, with your tears, wipe away all the hard work. It's just not fair. So I think, yes, that was a major motivating factor, besides my own belief that, you can't give up. Life's too precious.
Absolutely. It's such a lovely message. And in terms of, life lessons and what you learned from it, because you did actually have that period of recovery, so you had a lot of time to reflect, I guess, not only on the experience itself, but on your life prior to that. And you wrote your book, All Battles Are Not Legal, which is kind of an account of your own personal story. What did you kind of learn from the experience overall as you were sitting there and reflecting? What kind of struck you the most?
I think what struck me very much, Donya, there were few things, but it was like, life is just too precious. And I've got a second chance at it, because they called me a medical miracle. Like you said, I was declared dead twice. So I thought I've come back for a purpose, that my work over here is not over. So I've gone up, taken a U-turn and come back, kind of a thing. So I think that I appreciate life much more. Before I was positive, but I had options. Now being positive was the only option, and then I appreciate all the love and support. My family, who I really loved before, now they were like, my God, like shining armors.
Yeah.
My knights in shining armors. So I think everything that was on, I would say, dormant earlier was suddenly to the forefront. The appreciation, the gratitude,
all the things
like
really we should be doing. Yeah, but we take for granted.
We take for granted, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, I'd love to hear how you've kind of taken those lessons and applied them to your life today, and how it's kind of changed. But let's maybe pause the conversation there for now. And then on the next video, I'd love it if you could talk to us more about your recovery process and, how this kind of incident forced you to adapt, really, and how you approach life differently. And maybe you can also share how we can all be inspired to live our best lives, I guess, if that's okay with you.
Sure, would love to.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.